podcast. I am your host, Coach Jesse Cole. Thank you for joining us today. As you can see, we're not in our regular studio. I'm actually traveling, and so I wanted to shoot this while I'm traveling. And this topic that I want to speak on today is a practical, however, it's so pivotal, practical and pivotal in who you are in the kingdom and in the marketplace. You ready? Okay. So, 1 second. All right. So, what I want to talk about is having the courage to promote your brand everywhere you go. Having the courage to promote your brand everywhere you go. As a kingdom entrepreneur, as a kingdom practitioner in the marketplace, our number one priority is to always glorify God in everything that we do. That's number one. In conjunction with that, God has given you a kingdom message, and oftentimes that kingdom message comes in the form of a brand. And so every time that you step out in public, every time you speak the name of that brand, of your mantra, what you're doing is you're planting seed in the marketplace. Every time you wear a hat, right? And I have a pullover jacket over there. You see me wear sometimes. Every time I say Kingdom Confidence, every time somebody asks me what I do, and I use the word Kingdom Confidence, every time I speak it, it's like a seed going into the marketplace. And I don't see it as me just speaking to that person. I see it as that seed being planted in their mind, in their psyche, in their heart, in their spirit. And now they get to go out and live it, or they begin to spread it. And we know that when seed is spread, you can create harvest everywhere. And there are people, because I was unafraid, because I was confident about what God has called me to do, there are people who I just had a conversation with, and then they told somebody else about what we do. And then that person came back and said, hey, I heard about what you do. I want to learn more. I want to learn how I can work with you. I didn't even speak to the other person. I spoke to the person that knows them, because I planted that seed. I was not shy. I was not slack in planting the seed of the kingdom message that God has given me, that I was able to impact somebody's life that I had never met before, but I met them through the person I spoke with. That's the power. Well, that's just one of the powers of being confident in what God has called you to release into the earth. So if you have a brand, if you have a message, and you're waiting on people to find you, I want to challenge you today to begin speaking the name of your company everywhere you go. Begin wearing the name of your company everywhere you go. Go to the local embroidery person. Usually if there's a t-shirt shop around you, or a trophy shop around you, or something like that, and you have a logo, they can embroider that logo onto any piece of clothing for like $10 to $15. Well, $7 to $15. That's how much my embroidery, depending on the thread count. That's how much my embroidery charges us, between 7 and 15, depending on the thread count, because we have several brands. And so if God has given you something to release into the earth, and there's a name on it, speak that name as often as possible. Wear it as often as possible. There's a reason why I didn't put Kingdom Confidence over here. Now, in the future, I'm going to make some new merchandise. It is going to have the full brand name, but there's a reason why I put KC on there. And the reason why I put just KC is because it's a conversation piece, right? People, I cannot count how many times people walked up to me and said, that's a nice logo. What does KC stand for? And I was able to tell them what Kingdom Confidence is. And in some cases, I actually tell them the story behind it and how we're helping our people. So it's imperative that whenever you have a brand, I say it again, whenever you have a brand and you have a logo and you have a kingdom message, that you speak it because that becomes a seed that produces more seed. Okay? Don't be afraid. Stop hiding. Be visible. People can't find you if you don't sound the alarm. People can't find you if you don't talk about it. Be a light. Right? You are the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world. Right? You can't light a candle. You can't light a lantern and hide it under a table. God has set you on top because he can trust you to not take all the glory. He can trust you to incorporate kingdom into the work that you do and impact lives at a deeper level. The kingdom is so expansive, we cannot corner the market on the kingdom. So you might as well do what he called you to do. Remember, what you want to become depends on your willingness to become it. Have a great day.